Hello team and family. Today we're going to work on problem number 1. The distance from the Lubbock airport to the Houston airport is about 460 miles. If it took a small plane 4 hours to fly from Lubbock to Houston, how fast was the plane traveling? So I have a word problem. I'm going to put my little box in the middle. U, P, S, and C for the problem solving process. First thing in U is understand. What are you asked to find for question 1? So I need to restate the question. I also like to underline it. How fast was the plane traveling? So number 1, I'm going to go ahead and put how fast was the plane traveling? Question mark. Next, question 2, what are the facts? Write down important information. So it says from Lubbock to Houston Airport, it was 460 miles. I'm going to circle it and put it down here for number 2, 460 miles. I can even put here L for Lubbock, arrow, and then H for Houston. Other facts, it took 4 hours to fly from Lubbock to Houston. So it took 4 hours to fly from Lubbock to Houston. So I'll just draw an arrow coming up here, telling that Lubbock to Houston was 4 hours. So now I'm going to go ahead and plan out what I'm going to do. What are the strategies you can use? So I know I go a total distance, so I can do my total distance divided by my time. I know that I can divide because it's taking me 4 hours to go that distance. If I divide, I will get something that's equal to miles per hour. Number 2, have you solved any similar problems before? Yeah, I've taken distance and I've divided it by time before. So I'm going to go ahead and put yes, I did with miles per hour. So I've taken total time, like I said, and I've divided it, or excuse me, I've taken the total distance and I've divided it by time before. Now for the solve part. We're going to follow the plan. So I said total divided by time. I might even want to add up here total distance divided by time. So I'm going to go ahead and put number 1. What was my total distance? Well, if I look around, my total distance from Lubbock to Houston was 460 miles. And then I know that I'm going to divide that total time, or total distance, by my total time, which was 4 hours. For this, there's a couple different methods you can use. I'm just going to use the long division method, and I know over here, to help me remember the steps, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So now I'm ready to divide. 4 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring down the 6. And I almost forgot my rover. R is for repeat. I'm going to go back up to the top and divide. 4 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. Bring down the 0 and repeat. 4 times something gets me 20. 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. And now I'm going to put next to it step 2. I showed all the steps in my solution when I divided. So I'm going to put 2 next to it because I know I showed all the steps. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and check. I know that there's really 3 things I need to check as I go through. 1, did you answer the question? So I got 115. That means I was going 115 miles per hour in that plane. So 115. That seems reasonable because I know that the total distance divided by 4 hours should be in the 100 something. So I'm going to put for number 1, yes. And I know that my answer needed to be greater than 100. So 100, it had to be greater than that, and it was. It was 115. Number 2, is your answer reasonable? I know I answered the question because I found miles per hour. I divided miles by the number of hours. So I know how fast the plane was traveling was miles per hour. Is your answer reasonable? I said yes again. And the reason why I say yes is because if I even do the inverse, so if I do 115 times 4, I should get 460. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, and then 4 times 1 is 4. 460 matches my dividend in my division problem, so that's good. Are there other strategies that you could use? So there's always other strategies you could use. So I'm going to put yes here. Some of the strategies I could have used, well, I could have taken 460 and I could have kept subtracting 4 from it because division is just repeated subtraction. That would have taken a while. Well, it would have actually been 115 times I would have to subtract 4. So that doesn't seem reasonable though for time. The other thing I could have done if I had answer choices, like I did up here, I could have taken, let's say, 115 miles per hour and multiply it by 4 hours, and I've got 460, which was my total distance. So I answered all 3 questions in check. I'm going to put my answer in the middle, 115 miles per hour. And that's my first answer.